You would prefer the human race to endure, right?
You're
hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would,
this is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit in this.
Should the human race survive?
Yes.
Okay.
But
it sounds far-fetched to the average person who hasn't heard this before, but this is nothing new. But let's go beyond the rabies. Let's talk about people getting a flu shot or getting a avian flu inoculation. There's another very insidious disease, if you will, which is really a man-made disease. It's a biological construct called MERS coronavirus out of the Middle East. It's the Middle East respiratory syndrome. It's made its way into Europe to a certain extent, and eventually, because of air travel, it will reach around the world. It's another example of where inoculations or vaccines are being derived, or they're trying to derive for. That, again, I always like to go all the way to the end. What's the purpose? What's the goal? If you have a man-made or engineered virus, why was it created? Is it simply just to kill people? Well, that's one part of it, but if you go further and you go deeper than that, it is to get people to demand a vaccine, a shot, if you will, or a pill. Why would, if you're in a position of control, of power, of ultimate power, why would you want people to demand a vaccine? Well, it's because something's in the vaccine that you want people to then have as a part of their body. Well, what is in the vaccine that you want everybody to have inside their body? It is a DNA manipulator or modifier. I mentioned earlier third strand DNA. There is already, and you can find this on the internet, in existence, a third strand of DNA constructed of silicon. Again, we go back to the silicon chip in computers. The third strand is made of silicon and is also coated in gold. If you talk about nanotechnology and nano layers, this is extremely thin coating of gold down to a billionth of a millimeter of gold that is coating the silicon from which you are building a third strand of DNA. The purpose of the gold is to increase the surface area around this strand so that more information can be digitally imparted or programmed. You're essentially, what you're doing is you're creating a third strand of DNA. You are transferring that or imparting it into a person's body through a vaccine that person's demanding because they're afraid of contracting MERS coronavirus or avian flu or whatever it may be. And so the government, if you will, or the powers that be sit back and they kind of chuckle when they say, well, we couldn't have forced people to take this vaccine or to take this hidden third strand of DNA. They would rebel against it. But if we create the problem and present the solution, people will demand the solution. Thus we achieve our ultimate goal of having this DNA in every person changed. Well, let's go deeper. What's the goal? What's the purpose? Yeah, you go around and change everybody's DNA. What do they become? They become a hybrid. The insidious part of this is that once a person is injected, almost immediately their DNA undergoes transformation. Almost immediately they lose all awareness of the fact that they've lost their independence, their ability to think on their own, to make decisions on their own, and to affect them on a moral level. Their moral independence, their beliefs, religious, moral, ethical, legal, all of those go away. If you remove the independent thought and that awareness that you've lost your independence is gone, what then do the powers that be do with these new forms of humans, hybrids? They can control them. They can turn them into a serf class. Not S-U-R-F, not surfers, but S-E-R-F, a class of slaves to serve the elite, to serve the Ray Kurzweils of the world who want to achieve immortality, but they need to have labor to manufacture, develop all of the technologies. And they have enough technologies now. The technology, the scientific world, if you will, has reached the level where they don't care about hiding it anymore. Their agenda is so far advanced, both politically, philosophically, their sense of morals, and technologically, that no longer are they worried about you and me as the serf class and the coming serf class. They're not worried about what we think. They're not worried about us rebelling. And in fact, we won't rebel, partly because right now we've been so dumbed down through a variety of mechanisms. But once people demand the virus and they truly are dumbed down to where they've lost that awareness that something's happened to me, now they can do what they want with us. They are achieving what I call the hive mentality, like a beehive. Worker bees, soldier bees, serving the queen. The queen, in my estimation, is this elite class that's in power, and it's not the politicians. Forget the politicians. This has nothing to do with Republicans, Democrats, Tea Party, libertarians. It has nothing to do with political structure or classes. It has to do with the small group that is in control and has been in control since ancient times.
I also would I also would like us to radically solve these problems.
Right.
And so, you know, it's always, I don't know, you know, yeah, transhumanism is this, you know, the ideal was this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body. And there's a critique of, let's say, the trans people in a sexual context, or I don't know, a transvestite is someone who changes their clothes and cross dresses. And a transsexual is someone where you change your, I don't know, penis into a vagina. And we can then debate how well those surgeries work. But we want more transformation than that. It's the critique is not that it's weird and unnatural. It's, man, it's so pathetically little. And okay, we want more than cross-dressing or changing your sex organs. We want you to be able to change your heart and change your mind and change your whole body. And then Orthodox Christianity, by the way, the critique Orthodox Christianity has of this is these things don't go far enough. Like that transhumanism is just changing your body, but you also need to transform your soul and you need to transform your whole self. And so,
right. But the other, wait. I generally agree with what I think is your belief that religion should be a friend to science and ideas of scientific progress. I think any idea of divine providence has to encompass the fact that we have progressed and achieved and done things that would have been unimaginable to our ancestors.
It is about transcending nature. It is about overcoming things. And, you know, and the closest thing you can say to nature is that people are fallen, and that's the natural thing in a Christian sense, is that you're messed up. And that's true. But, you know, there's some ways that, you know, with God's help, you are supposed to transcend that and overcome that.
Voice-to-skull technology. This is also in the foray of directed energy weapons.
What is that?
The ability to, let's just say, throw your voice into your head or my voice into my head, or allowing algorithms that now they can blanket a whole geographical area and they can make everybody change their thoughts. They can, I use the term intrusive thoughts. Back to that fork in the road analogy. If you find yourself where you have to make a decision about something, next thing you know, you catch yourself kind of having an argument in your head with your own voices. Well, the ability to add another one of your voices in there, but have it controlled by somebody else's microphone, so to say, is a very powerful tool. And I think this is a weapon of war that we are seeing happen to everyone around us. The Department of Defense recently started initiating protocols for their employees, their agents, to discuss Havana syndrome-like symptoms. And on that list is that their agents are hearing voices in their head. And this is what they're getting at. This is that technology that, you know, next thing you know, you're trying to make a decision, but there's another Sean in your head that now is actually somebody else's control. And through the manipulation of that voice, they can now push you, just like we have, you know, the cell phones are weaponized now, the social media platforms, and they can engage with an algorithm, and they know that they can push you in a direction by repetitive information being displayed in front of you, similar to the tachistoscope in grammar school, that they can learn your system and they can learn to manipulate it on a personalized level by just assessing you, what the things are that you're interested in, what are your weak points, what's the crack in the dam, what's the angle of attack. And it's through repetition and access. These are simply electromagnetic impulses in your head. It's not that they can't be read, it's not that they can't be copied, and it's not that they can't be just replayed with somebody else's control. I mean, I could get a voice changing thing and I could sound like you if I wanted to. I could call you on the phone, I could call your loved ones, and I could pretend I'm Sean. They can do that for you in your own head.
The government is concealing the information they have pertaining to these silent weapons. And why is it that seemingly most government officials just avoid the brain control tech discussion entirely?
No, because they know exactly what's happening. They have been working on these kinds of technologies to be able to do this. I mean, think about if you could make someone feel crazy, right, and disturb them, and throw them off balance. You could do this to political opponents. You could do this to entire people, voting blocks. So this is not out of the realm of these very nefarious people, like in the CIA and these other types of secret societies and institutions of our government. We're now finding out the use of AI can be used against people. We've already heard from the World Economic Forum that they have the ability with AI to be able to read people's thoughts by putting in a little Bluetooth in someone's ear, that they can actually see what someone is actually thinking about as they're working. And they're going to sell it to us, Allison, as this is going to be good for employment, because employers will know whether or not their employees are daydreaming or thinking about other things other than the job. But what is it saying? It is saying that they now possess the ability to read our thoughts and now weaponize us with acoustical types of things that can be sent to us that throws us off balance or makes us feel crazy. This is all, where is it going? All about controlling the narrative, controlling people.
Absolutely. That is most certainly what it is all about, as has been made rather clear over the past couple years especially. But yeah, I think this could obviously take an extremely dangerous turn here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this led to targeting and testing and even like torturing of innocent civilians, which brings me to my next thought, which is the inevitable threat of artificial intelligence mixing into all this, right? Mix AI into the use of neuroweaponry and you get an entirely new uncharted territory.
And the whole idea is that we would have these biological sensors in our bodies, and then they could read our thoughts, know our emotions, know whether we're hungry or not, or anything like that. And so now it's a warfare of information. They will have everything on you. They will know we're coming and going. And so this kind of warfare, this kind of being able to target individuals. And think about this. There is no way to detect. There's no entry point. There's no exit point like a bullet would have. Yeah. They could just target somebody and they're saying, yeah, he went crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry. We and then turn a kill switch on somebody and, and them lose a thread. Now.
Well, this is me. As you can tell, it is me on that Megadeth album cover, complete with eyebrow wrinkles and everything. I wanted to show everyone my face in case that that other video didn't come out. I wanted everyone to see me and stuff. I'm 13 years older now since that Megadeth album. It is definitely me. You guys should harass Dave Mustaine and ask him about that. Everything in the letter is true, and there's way more than that. I'm actually hoping that Elizabeth is watching this in the future at some point. You're done now. You should have left me alone. There's so much stuff to tell you guys, and I'm telling it all. I'm going to make this video real short so I can upload it quick so that people can see me. I just wanted to have people hear me talk and know that I'm not crazy and stuff. I'm not on medication, I'm not a junkie or nothing. I don't drink or anything. It's just all true. Just born into the wrong family, I guess. And it got out of hand. And anyway, I need people's help against them because they're the richest and most powerful people in the world. And I'm just one little poor white guy in the hood, right? There's a lot of stuff. And I did make a ridiculous amount of songs for them. And that's why they won't let me go. And that's the only reason I'm not dead right now. Because I did so much stuff. That's just it. Most people, they would have just offed. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for all their help. I really need all the help I can get with these people. Keep up the good work. I'll be making more videos with more content and stuff. I'll be writing that doc too from home. I'll have my Wi-Fi here at home, so I'll be able to do this stuff all the time. But anyways, everyone keep up the good work and save me from this, please, because they're pretty frantic out there now. Very frantic. They're panicking. Just everything. They're trying everything. They didn't think that anybody would believe me, but now that people are believing me and they're monitoring my posts and seeing people's reactions and stuff, now they're really panicking. But anyway, it's working, so keep it up, guys, and I'll tell you everything. Everything. I mean, well, everything they ever told me anyway. But I'm going to the library now, upload this. I hope this helps. I mean, oh, and my nephew is going to be talking about it too. I'll have him in a video with me too. And yeah, he'll take a polygraph too. So anyway, this should be cut and dry. And it should all work out pretty good. Yeah, anyway, check it out. See the forehead wrinkles there? I got a couple more. It was 13 years ago since that album, right? Anyway, thanks a lot. Thank you everyone for caring, and keep it up, and we'll stop this stuff, because I'm going to get into descriptions of what happens there, and it can't keep going on. I'm not looking to get rich or famous at all. At all. I didn't even want to make this video. I feel worried about making this video actually in case I say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, because it's so very important, right? And I'm not a professional actor or writer or anything, right? So anyway, I'll keep you posted. I'll be making Doc 2. If I die, keep going, because I don't know if they're going to kill me after all or not, but you never know what's going to happen, right? But it's all true. I'll tell you all about it. I'll never ever lie. I won't never exaggerate. There's no need. Anyway, hope you guys think I'm handsome. Alright, I mean, actually you girls, I mean, you know. Alright.